kicking off the Halloween Spooktober month with my first Halloween nail collab with Nails by Nelly. I will have her Instagram as well as her YouTube channel up on the screen. She's extremely talented with polygel designs, and if you need any inspo, please feel free to give her a follow and subscribe. Just let her know that Tia Bella sent you. So we are going to dive straight into this design, and this is influenced by one of my favorite Halloween characters. I'm also doing a Disney kind of Halloween collab theme, and it is going to be by the character Maleficent, the mistress of evil, allegedly. That is what people have painted her to be. So, of course, this design is going to incorporate some blacks, some green, and a little bit of magic. So I have this Maleficent glitter mix from Charlie's Nail Art. I also have some fine iridescent green glitter in case I need to add a little bit more green to it. And one of the feature nail products that both Nelly and I are required to have in this video is a glow-in-the-dark aspect. So I don't have a glow-in-the-dark product, but I do have this glow-in-the-dark pigment that I got from Amazon. I also do have like some more green glitter here that I got from Amazon, just in case I need to add a little bit more green, but I may not need to use that. So we're going to get started with this nail design. Earlier in the video, you would have seen that I applied some primer to the nails, and then also I applied some base gel. So I'm just going to take my nail art brush that I've sprayed with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and then I'm just going to dip into this glow-in-the-dark powder and apply it to the nail. I'm putting this down first because I want to be able to see the glow-in-the-dark feature above the glitter, because if I put it behind the glitter, you might not be able to see it as much as I would like to. And so once I have that glow-in-the-dark powder down, whilst it's still wet, I'm now going to dip into my Maleficent glitter mix and just apply this all over the top of the nail. So essentially this would be like a glitter ombre, and I'm just making sure to kind of fill in as much of the spaces as possible while the brush as well as the nail is still wet. Alright, so here is how the nails look after I have cured them. I did go in with a layer of top gel over that glitter just to make sure that it doesn't move. So I'm just taking my 100-180 file and just filing around the edges of these nails just to make sure that they have a smooth line. And then I'm going to take my buffer and just buff over the top of all of the nails to remove that shine, because we're now getting ready to put some pastel on and some gel polish. So here's how it looks after I have filed and buffed. So I'm taking my base coat from Makartt and I'm just going to go ahead and apply a layer of base gel over all of the nails. Right, so I want to talk to you a little bit about Maleficent. She is seen as some villain. As you can see, she's also being portrayed as the mistress of evil. But I actually don't think or consider her to be evil. Now, when she was born in, an enchanted forest, and it was, bordering around the human kingdom. And her parents were killed by the humans, so she ultimately became an orphan. So it's natural that she would have, some negative feelings towards the human kingdom. And then for some reason, subsequently, a human got trapped in the forest that she lived in, and she set the human free. And it turns out, that this human was Stefan, and they became friends. He liked her, she liked him, and her feelings started to grow for him. And then as they got older, Stefan kind of changed because, as you go through your teenage years, you just know when something isn't going to quite work out. She looks different. He's a human. And, as you get older, you kind of figure out, okay, this really isn't, meant to be. And although she fell in love with this guy, when he finally decides to come back and he makes her fall asleep, He tells her that people are trying to kill her, and she falls asleep. When she wakes back up, like, her wings are removed. So he knew her weakness. He knew that if he used iron on her, that would be able to, kind of dismember her. And he takes her wings back to his human kingdom and say, oh, look, I killed Maleficent. And that's how he became king. So she was betrayed by someone that she loved. And that resulted in her turning a little bit to the cold side, developing a lot of hatred and developing a lot of anger. And however she reacted to the human kingdom was out of necessity. She wanted to protect what was hers because she felt like, she would be betrayed again. So back to the nail design before I delve too deep into Maleficent. So I'm taking these liners. You would remember this from the AliExpress haul. Well, AliExpress video where I purchased these. And I'm just going to go around those flames. If you remember from the movie, there's a lot of green flames. When she was using her powers, maybe she was angry or there was a little bit of hatred or negativity, she always was surrounded by really green flames. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to use this liner and trying to make them stand out. Amidst the darkness, there are these green flames, and that's what you will know Maleficent is in town. She's near, because she's always been characterized by these green flames. Now that I have the silver on, now I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of that green just to make those flames a little bit more pronounced. So I'm going to take that green kind of gel liner and just go around some parts of the flame as well. So those two nails are done. I'm going to just put those to the side so that I can focus on the remaining nails. Just going to go ahead and apply some base gel to these nails, and then we're going to go ahead and start painting them. So I'm going to go in with my Noir, which is my black gel polish from Makartt. I'm just going to go in with one thin layer over the middle finger as well as the pinky finger. I'm going to leave these two fingers black, so I'm just going to go in with a layer of top coat over both of these nails. And then I'm just going to add some bling. I don't want too much onto the black nails because I love black nails. They're really pretty. So I have these little spikes that I got from SheIn, and then I have these kind of Aurora stones from SheIn as well. I'm going to use those green ones, and we're just going to cure them, and then we're just going to go in with some Rhinestone Glue or Rhinestone gel, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to put it close to the cuticle area, and that's where I'm going to be putting my rhinestones and my spikes. Okay, so the pattern for this is that we're going to put a large green rhinestone in the center, then we're going to put two large spikes to the sides of that. And then I'm going to take two smaller green flat back rhinestones to the size of those spike, and then end this kind of pattern with two small spikes to the side, if it can fit, that is. And that's basically how this looks. So, the horns is kind of a reminder of the forests, as well as the horns on Maleficent's head. And of course, the green is, that green kind of power that she possesses. Now, for my ring finger, in the movie, there was a stick that she always walked around with a little kind of green kind of stone on it. This could be seen as a simple stick to help her walk around, because you would remember, like I said, the love of her life, who she fell deeply in love with, cut off her wings. And so she was in a lot of pain for a while, and she used to walk with the stick, help her walk. And that clutch or that crutch was what helped her to recover. So it was a very significant part of her journey in becoming her true character. So I'm going to take some of this carving gel from Saviland, this black carving gel, and I'm just kind of rolling it into like a little stick, and I'm going to stick this on to the nail. So this is going to be the rod for the nail, and then those funny looking gemstones I got from SheIn is going to be perfect for that rod. So I'm going to put part of this down for the rod, and then I'm going to take a piece off the top and kind of make claws to hold the stone into place. So once I have the rod into place and I've cured this under my UV lamp for around 60 seconds, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of rhinestone glue at the top here. And we're just going to go ahead and stick on that little green crystal to the top there. Now, if you look at the table, you'll see like some small black little squiggly lines there. This is just extra of the, what you call this thing? I forgot what I was going to say just now. That's just carving gel. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so that's a little bit of the carving gel. So basically what I want to do is create like little clasps around the gemstone, you know, to hold it into place. Because technically the rod was made out of twigs. So these are going to be my little black twigs holding this gemstone into place. So you're just going to stick it on there, pat it down, and then you're going to cure it under your UV lamp for another 60 seconds. Now I want to add some green power to this, you know, some smoke, some lines, you know, just to show that there's power to this little stick. So I'm just going to slather a little bit of this jelly green polish from Beetles, and then I'm just going to take some of this liner from the AliExpress video and just put some lines on this just to give it a little bit of color and a little bit of, you know, power to this. And by power I mean, you know, that like that green smoke that surrounds, you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. So here is the final look. We have completely finished, and I am absolutely obsessed with how evil these nails turned out, especially that black with the horn. So here's me putting my hand into the sun so you can get a good glimpse of this design. And I'm going to show you how the glow in the dark aspect of it worked. I should have used a little bit more glow in the dark pigment, but here are the nails, and then I turned the light out and then you can barely see just a glimmer of it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.